Welcome to another amazing day at fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Nick Hunter and Ken Tooley. Nick is our engineer talking about today's topic, and Ken has been a very willing guinea pig of the last 3 weeks. So thank you very much, Ken. We appreciate your time and also the file that you've given us. So today we're wrapping up.
This has been great. It's been great. I'd encourage anybody to send their file in and give Nick a shot at it.
I think it's fantastic. We've been doing basically a makeover. Uh, you send your file to us, or rather, Ken cleared out most of the information in his file, except leaving like a couple things so it would make sense. He sent the file in to us, and then Nick spent the last 9 days renovating it live. Ken will get his file back afterward. So it's not like if you do the same, you wouldn't get your file back. Feel free to send that in if you'd like. Currently, we don't have anyone else who's really sent in. We've had a couple people send in files, but their file design has been really pretty and stunning and well done. So Nick doesn't really have a lot to offer on it. Not that Ken's file wasn't as well done. There might have just been a bit more feature creep to trim down for Nick. So, in that respect, if you've got a file like, man, I've been adding stuff onto it for like the past 5 years, or maybe I should give it a swing, or I've got a lot happening and I'd like to find ways to, like to see it improve, send in the file. I forward it to Nick. Nick looks it over. If he finds stuff to talk about, he'll bring it on the show, and then you'll get it fixed, and he'll send it back to you. So that's a good deal as far as I'm concerned. Feel free to send it in at support@rcconsulting.com. Okay, Thursday and Friday are going to be script triggers. Thursday will be script triggers. Friday will be the network is full. Basically, how to deal with people who don't understand how network latency works and FileMaker's network latency. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Nick will be doing a new mini-series about build advanced multi-criteria filters. If you want to pop in for that, that'll be great. If you'd like to support the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We have our 3 options. They're all like really high energy video content training. It's like 100+ hours. Richard's a presenter, Nick's a presenter. A lot of people you see that come on our streams are presenters in this series. If you're like intermediate or beginner, or you're like, man, I know a lot about FileMaker, but I haven't like messed with, I don't know, uploading a file to a server in a while. This is a series for you. I promise it'll be very helpful, and it helps keeps us doing this for free 5 days a week. With that being said, Nick, what are we doing today?
Hello, Marge. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Ken, for joining today, another day with us. So thank you guys for joining the show, the webinar. That always a pleasure to come here and to talk about FileMaker, which is our favorite topic, right? So so today we continue to work on Ken's file. So that's been like more than a week now, or almost 2, where we are not more than that, it's 3 weeks, right? Almost, where we are.
Today's day 9.
Yeah, day 9, yeah. So we are rebuilding the file in front of you guys. So we received a file from Ken. So let me share my screen right quick. Let me turn off my camera because I noticed that training my performance. So let's share the screen here. So we received Ken's files are here, and so he had some issues, like he said, he had a feature creep because it was an old file. We evolved the file in implementing a new technique, new way to do things, but alongside with old techniques, so it was like a kind of funky, right? So so he said, okay, let's work on this, and you had some design issue, you had some problem like this with it has many statuses that get updated with different side of the different tables. They update one record. So and we worked on this. So it's been like 9 days where we have talked about many things, and I demonstrate many things about how to build things, the layout, how to reuse, the portability of objects, the portability of calculation, the portability of scripts. We talk about auto entry, how to trigger an auto evaluation of auto entry remotely. we talk about so many things here in during that 9 days, and I bet this webinar will be like one of the best we ever made, because we talk about things, and you saw me building it, and I was talking about each technique and each feature we were implementing. I was diving in a deep explanation on everything that we use in that file, right? The let statement and all those things, the tags, the boolean, okay, all those things that were a little bit obscure for you, like a dark, right? And say, okay, what can I do with all those things? That you saw a real application, and you saw me building it, right? So now we are going to continue. We are going to continue the statuses, right? And at the same time, we are going to do a little bit of design, right? So yesterday we talked about the couple. So we talk about the tab control that you understand. You understood yesterday that I'm not friend with tab control anymore, and for obvious reasons. And I took, to be honest with you, I was thinking about this yesterday night. I took habits of, using this technique here of a slide control with a button bar and walk together. I have the habit of this, right? So I'm so accustomed to use that I don't even think that I have this object anymore here, right? So, and it's a good, it takes more time, to implement, that's sure, okay? But the benefits are huge, because I demonstrate yesterday, thanks to this, right? You don't have a design creep, you don't have a design creep like putting tabs within tabs, within tabs, within tabs, which looks terrible, right? And we can do the same with using the couple button bars and slide control, but we can actually design the button bar the way we want and make it the way we want, right? So with icons, with style, with positioning of text, padding, size, position, horizontal, vertical, right? So things like this that we cannot do with with a regular tab. Okay.
I like the balloon icon.
Yes, I found one. So I'm going to what's the name to work a little bit on this, right? So this is we are in a dashboard here, right? So something popped to my mind here, and now we are discussing about how to position all those objects, right? And how the best way to do to replicate what Ken's has here, right? To replicate this, what the best way to do this, how to replicate this and how to arrange this and to make it better, right? So here we have, so Ken, explain to us. So this is about the pilots.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And this is about the balloon.
It's about the first balloon in the list. Right below it, you see there are two balloons on this pilot. So it's about the first balloon in the list.
I understand. Okay. So let's do this. So I was right with this. Okay. So let's build a tab, right? Like this. So I have a question for you before we start with this. What about those document stuff? What about this? How we access those documents here?
So in my system, there's the button that says Update Pilot, and I would click on it, and it would take me to a layout where I would see all of them, and I would drop the pictures in, enter any dates that I need to based off those documents, mark them valid or not, which then changes the status, which we've been displaying over on the other side.
Okay, so those here are the what's the name?
The pilot documents.
Those are pilot documents. Okay, So now I know what to do. Okay. So before you start doing any design stuff, you need to know what is what belong to what, right? And then you can figure out how. Okay. So pretty much this is it's a pilot, right? It's a pilot layout, right? So it's a pilot layout. We call it dashboard, but it's more than a pilot layout, right? Correct?
Yeah, I was actually bringing everything onto what I was calling the dashboard. And then there's that pilot verification, and then there's a similar layout for the balloon documents.
Yes. Okay. So we have, so I think here we have the balloon information, right? And then we will have the documents here, I bet, So let's start like this. So you will see that when you start building something like this, right? And you start doing design, you start something, and then you will reverse course, and then you will modify, you will move things around because you figure out that there's better ways. But you need to start moving before you can reach the final design. In another world, like if you work like for FileMaker or whatever, Apple, they build what they call prototype. Okay, so they prototype it. Most of the time they use Photoshop, and they use kind of a fake animation, everything fake, but you can see where the pieces are and stuff like that, right? Nothing works, but you can see and put the things and analyze the situation and say, oh no, because that we don't know what this is. Oh no, because this is missing. So you advance like this, and you move, you reverse course, you take another way, and you reverse course, and sometimes you do all the tour like that to come back to the original idea. It's happened many times to me, right? So,
sure.
But with FileMaker, we don't have to build prototype because we can build a prototype like this. That's it. Okay, my prototype is built, right? So we don't need, right, to build a prototype in order to try things. So that's the benefit of FileMaker. And believe it or not, but even people at Apple, they use FileMaker to build prototypes, by the way. Because you have script, you can move things, you can put data, you can put icon, you can put, so it's a really, really good prototype tool, by the way, really, really.
Yeah.
So to do a sketch and stuff like that, So let's do this. So let's do documents, right? So let's put a document icon here, right? So I have balloons, right? Oops, balloons, and I have documents. So here we have now I have two buttons here, two slides, like I explained yesterday, right? So we have two slides, slide 2 and slide 1, and we have this button 1, button 2, and that button go to slide 1, and that button go to slide 2. So we're good, So we have a slide control working here. So let's work on this layout here, on this portal here, right? So on this portal, this portal has you have the number of balloon, right? And then you have those are the statuses that work on the balloon table, correct?
Right. On the first record in that portal, but yes, from all from the balloon table.
Okay, so I know how you work, how you did that. So that's a good explanation, by the way, that we can do. So I bring that here, right? So now you understand what I'm going to do, right? So if I go browse mode here, I have two tabs, right? I have one balloon tab and one document tab, right? So I will have this, right? And you can see it's very cool because I have, this effect, sliding effect here, which is cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can see things like this. Okay. So if I understand well, this is pretty much from the same balloon table, and you take only what matter is the first.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, so you did that here, right? But here you have a problem, right? You have a problem because this is related record. It's a related record.
Right.
Right. Okay. So the problem is there. If you want to use the quick find, right, on those fields, it will appear orange. So that means if you want to do a find on this, that will be slow because you do a find on the related record, right? So those here, right? So that it's a good way to explain things, right? Here, what I want to migrate this status to the pilot table, right?
Okay.
I just want to migrate them. So let's see on the balloon table what those are doing, okay? So annual status, right? So let's see what is doing. So we have the same style, right?
Right.
We have the same style of, so now the question is, do you need this on the balloon, right, table? I mean, where is the balloon layout? Here, I guess.
It's no, it's right there.
This one.
Yep.
So you have a balloon layout, but this is not really a balloon layout. This is a documents, right? So this is where you enter the balloon information?
Yes.
Okay. So you enter the balloon name, issued, expired, extended. That is for the registration, I bet.
Yes.
And that is for the special and the special. That is for this airworthiness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So all of those belong together like this, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. So I suggest that we don't need that layout. Period.
Okay.
You know, we don't need that layout. I will explain why. Okay. So we don't need. So that means that's annual balloon, the annual status, the registration status, and the airworthiness status. We copy them and we put that in the pilot. Okay?
Okay.
So when you do this, I just pasted 3 fields. But I won't remember, maybe I won't remember the names and stuff like that. And I want to work on this. And I don't want to lose them. I sort this view by creation order. And I have at the end, I have the 3 that I just created. So I don't lose them. You know what I mean? I'm not seeking, you know, I'm not browsing. Right.
Right.
So it's a trick. Okay. So now we have our status, like medical status. So we have our, because they are the same, pretty much. They are the same construction, right?
Very close.
So we're very close, yeah. So I can copy this and put that here. They are commented already, right? And I can do the same. So we have the airworthiness photo, right? So here we need a tag for the missing doc, right? So for the airworthiness photo on the document, right?
Right.
Correct? Okay. So I duplicate this airworthiness. Okay? And I change this. That's very easy, airworthiness. Oh, we don't have we don't have.
You know what? No, because we put it on pilots instead of pilot document.
Oh, okay. So it's yeah, sorry. No. Delete this. We need to put that. I'm going to find this in, I have a balloon document, I assume. Or
The
it's just
balloon is
balloon?
the balloon doc. The balloon
Okay.
is also balloon documents.
Okay, that is right. That is right. Okay, no problem. No problem. So I'm going to, so what I'm going to pilot document. I'm going to copy one of those, and I'm going to balloon and paste. I'm still on the creation order here, so it will come at the end. And then I can say, okay, I can say is empty, air worthiness photo, I assume. Okay.
Right.
And I change this on air worthiness. Okay. Boom. So I have now my tag that I can rely on for the other thing, but we can do, assume we will have the same things to do for the picture on the annual status and registration status, I assume.
Yes.
We have a tag, so we can duplicate this. So it's annual status, right?
Document.
Oh, this is on documents.
That should be an annual that should be an annual document, not annual status.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay. So what's the name of this?
Annual
photo. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And we have another one. Registration.
Right.
What's the name? Registration.
Registration document.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't need the word document because I'm
You really don't.
just
registration works.
Yeah, registration and
same
annual.
with annual. Yeah.
Yeah. So why I'm doing this? Because we don't need to put too many words on names.
Right.
Right. Missing doc is missing document, so we know that this is not missing cookies, right?
Right.
So okay. So and this is the registration photo, I assume.
Right.
Okay, so I have my tags in the balloon table. Okay. Okay, so sorry, thirsty. So I go back to my pilots here, and then now I can work on my stuff. So here, I think I lost it. Yeah, I lost it. No problem. So let's go to the medical status, for example. Let's copy this one. And let's go there. Put that down, paste. And here we need to go to the balloon, right?
Yep.
Right. And select the tag airworthiness.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Now, what should be this? So what do we have here? We have the airworthiness valid. Okay. Okay, so if valid and not valid. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Not airworthiness valid here. Right.
Right.
And we have the valid one. Like this. So we remember the camel, the camel characters, right?
Right.
And I remove the not. Okay. In that case, I can do something better than this. I can say here, right? I can use this word. I put that here and I said this because I'm using twice the word, this field. I'm going to use twice. So I'm doing this and I'm doing this. So this will be taken from the field only once and reused as much as we want, right?
Right.
Okay. So we don't have all those date stuff. We just have those two, right?
Right. This one does not have any date issues at all. So all the date stuff can go away.
Okay. So we go away. So we have this very simple. And we have a case. So that says missing doc, right? So you see how you reuse the construction of of a calc. So you reuse it. I didn't move much, right? Everything was there. I just remove and add what I need.
Right.
The not. So we have the valid one. So the valid here. So we need to add this. Okay. So that is valid, right? Oops. Right.
Right.
And the not airworthiness, not valid, and check data. Boom.
Right.
That's it. My calc is done. Okay, so this is done. I copy this. Something wrong here. Oh, yeah. So I copy this. Nothing. Why?
Was that?
Oh, because
that's
I'm in pilot too. Yeah. That's okay. Why?
Isn't that on the? No, that's not the tag.
No, it's not the tag. It was this field. So
the valid field is still on the balloon table.
But where is this field?
It's on the balloon table. It's on the balloon table.
Oh, it's on the balloon table. Okay, so let's take it from the balloon table, right? So that's it. So that works too, right? And that will do exactly the same as you want to do. It will take whatever the first record, right?
Okay.
It will take whatever the first record out of this relationship. So it will do the same as you want. You understand?
Okay.
Doing this, going to from pilots, going to this, right? It's the same as showing the field on the layout. It's the same, It will take the data inside that field from the first record of the relationship, always, okay? So the missing dock is the balloon tag, okay? So airworthiness, okay, so we good now. So let's copy this.
Topcat says there's an extra semicolon at the end of the variables.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the annual status, right? So here we have some more. So here we have back the date stuff, right?
Right.
So
the other two have the dates.
Yeah. So let's go back and take this one because I have dates. In this one, I remove the date. So I don't want to take that one as a starting point, right?
Right.
I want to take one that has more stuff. Okay, so here we have the isEmpty annual folder. So we are going to take the, and change this to annual, right?
Right.
Is it correct? Missing, yeah, no.
It's in
because
pilots.
I'm in pilots. Okay, yeah. So balloon tag annual. Okay. So not we have annual valid, right? So and that is on the balloon table. Okay. Where's the annual valid? Okay,
right there.
Okay. So that will be not annual valid, right?
Right.
We have the due date. So that annual due date, right?
Right.
From the balloon table.
Yes.
So everything is from the balloon table, right?
Yes.
So that is okay. Pilot and the balloon, yeah. Okay. So balloon, annual, annual, and we have the date stored, right? So it's in the balloon. So I just have to change this, boom, because the field name is the same, right? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a date stored in both the balloon and the pilot table.
Okay. Yeah. So, and now everything down is doing that automatically. So, and I have the same thing, due, expire, expire today, due date, due date, due date, due date, due date, due date. So I don't need to tell, I don't need to change anything. Just missing doc, say missing doc, right?
Right. And then the
Not
not medical one, the second line of the
yeah,
case.
yeah. It's the not annual, right? Everything else the same. I don't touch this. Imagine the save of time, right? So when you have something like this, and you can, you don't have to do that 3 times, 4 times, 4 times, right? You do it once, that's it, right?
Yeah.
So we have this calculation done, right? So I copy it. And this one will be even more easier because we are all in the same balloon stuff. So here is the missing registration, right?
Right.
So the registration valid, so not registration valid, it's on the reg. So I'm selecting this, right? Reg expires extended, right?
No, it should be a registration valid.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was on the wrong line. Yeah. And this one here, the due date, what this is.
That's a date. It's like the due date.
It's the due date. It's like the due date.
It's like the due date, yes.
Okay, let's keep it the due date, right? So I copy this and I paste it here, right? Because and the date store is the same from the balloon. So we good. We good. I don't have to change anything else. Just this.
And the second line in the
Yeah. That's it. That's all what I need to do. This calculation done. Boom. So what's wrong? Tag missing doc registration. Why not? Oh, boom. Each time it's coming to the, this table. Okay. So now I have my statuses done. They're all done. I'm done. I'm good. They're all attached to the same trigger. So I know they will come and they will be triggered. But this now, right? Instead of having this, which is terrible, right? I will just, copy this and I put it here because this belongs to the, this belongs to the pilots and this belongs to the balloon. So that will be the airworthiness status. Right?
Right.
And airworthiness status. And I'm going to duplicate this like this, right? And that will be the other one.
Annual.
Annual. I'm going to move this a little bit here. And I'm going to, let me duplicate this up. And that is the
registration.
Right. So now we have a great visual here because, they all, they belongs where they should belong, right? So here we have this here. So if I do a change here, if I do this, that will trigger, right? That will trigger, because now because we have a trigger on commit.
Right.
When you commit something, automatically on commit, I have this happening, right? This happening. So, and there's a lot of goodness out of this technique of the commit, and I'm going to come on this at one point, right? So, so we have the valid current, right? And we don't need to know that this is a status. We don't need to know that. Why? Because the type and what we say what the annual stuff is a subscription. It's a
It's an inspection. It's an annual inspection.
Okay, so we need to do that. So this needs, this need to have some, a registration that makes sense, right? So we need more because annual what, right? Now we know annual inspection. Airworthiness is valid. Annual inspection is current and the registration is current. We know it's not the recipe of grandma cookies, right? We know, so we don't need to know status. Yeah, I got it. I got it. It's valid. What can it be? Tell me. I'm asking. What can it be valid? Right. So you know what I mean. So we don't need always, to put, and to tell the people status. Okay, I got it. So imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 status. So right. That's what you want. What you want is to limit the over explanation, because at one point you don't see anything, right? So now we have this. So we have the airworthiness, the annual, and the registrations. Now I want to show you something here. The number of balloons. The number of balloons. This is a calculation, and I'm very curious to know how you did it. Unstock calc. Okay. So that's slow. You have 2 unstock calcs. Okay, 2. That's freaking slow. Okay, so how we do? Easy. We have a trigger. So we do this. That's cool. That's good. But we do this. We add a trigger here, and we say trigger the 1, and then we said this, and then we said this. Boom. So, and we remove this. We put a number because it's a number, okay? And we put an auto entry calculation. So we migrate this on an auto entry calculation triggered by this field, So the number of pilots, do you need to know that? Are you rely on this for other calcs, or is just an info on the layout?
Good. I don't remember. It's just info on a totally different layout.
So you use this.
Yeah, it's one of those that shows up when I kind of do stats on the entire database. I have this many pilots, I have this many this. That's where that was coming in from.
Yeah, but that's okay. So we need to disengage that. Let's disengage that, because there's other ways to do that in another. So now I don't want that. Bye. Sayonara. Adios, amigos. What's the number of me? I'm going there because the button bars, another good explanation I can give you here. Buttons, there's no way to have a name, calculated name. We can't. If you want a calculated name, what did I do here? If you want a calculated name, let's say you want to do what I want to do here, right? You need to do this. You need to do balloons, right? You need to merge. You need to merge the fields. Cut. Do this, and this. And then you have what I want to do. So it's for regular buttons, okay? That's for regular buttons, right?
Right.
Balloons too. So regular buttons, you need to do all this BS, right? Merge a field, right? Merge a field and paste in the layout. Copy, because you cannot paste, you cannot merge inside this. You cannot say merge, right? Oh, we can? No, we cannot. Yeah. You cannot say merge, so you need to put on the layout, cut and paste. That's for buttons. Button bars, difference. We can make a title of the button calculation. So, we'll do this. And number of balloons, and this. Boom. So now I have a calculation in the button that tells me balloon 2. That's it. 2 balloons. I don't need an extra field with number of balloons. Balloons, that the balloon tab, that the balloon button, that look how many information you have in this little things. In this little thing. First you have, this is a command to go, the buttons to go to the balloon. You are in the balloon because you have the background, right? And you know how many balloons you have because the 2 obviously is not the number of times the balloon crashed. Okay, so you don't need the number of balloons. You have it. Balloons 2. And before I was struggling like a crazy, right? Because I was saying 2 balloons, 3 balloons, and 1 balloon and 0 balloons. I was doing a calc based on this. If you want, I can show you the calc I was doing, but I'm going to show. But now, one day I said, basta, no more. I don't want that more, this calculation. So I said, okay, put balloons, because you can have many, and you put the number in parentheses. So I don't need to care about the singular and plural anymore.
Right.
So that's the benefits. But if you want the calculation to say balloon, you just say, if, this, so this is how you do, right? So if this equal 1, then you say balloon. Otherwise, balloons. Why? Because only the 1 and that works only in English. In French, it doesn't work. Because 0 in French, it's singular. In the United States, 0 is plural in English, right? So only the 1 say balloon, and see if it's not 1, it's balloons. So this is how you do. But I didn't want to take care of that anymore. So I said no more. I said parentheses 2, right? And you can say this, and you can do the same on the documents, right? So you do like this, right? You do like this, and you say our end, right? And for the moment, let's put 0 because I don't have the calc yet,
right?
And like this. So we have documents, and we have. So now right? So you have balloons, 2 balloons, and 0 documents. No more, right? So that's cool. So now let's take care of this, okay? Let's take care of this because we need to take care of the design on this, okay? So the yes, we don't know what yes means.
That's whether I'm using it as whether the balloon is the primary balloon or a secondary. So there never should be 2 yeses. The second one should be. That's how it's actually how I'm using to resort that list so that they identify their primary balloon. It comes to the top, and that's the one I always report on.
Okay. And if you change the
it
primary
automatically
balloon,
resorts.
It resort, but how you reset the other one?
That's a Boolean with a 1 and 0 underneath it.
Yeah, so but you need to unclick automatic. You need to do it yourself.
Yes.
I mean, you need to do this, for example.
Right.
Yeah. But if you click on this to say default, this is not going to undefault.
I kind of had that working over on the balloon table side, but then I tried to make it better and messed it up.
Okay. Let's work on this, right? Shall we? Okay,
Sure.
we stay a little bit today. You know, we have at least 45 minutes ahead of us.
Okay.
So because we can do a great work here, and you will say, "Wow," right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Because I want the thing to look great, right?
We're getting there.
And work great. Oh, my I need to plug my headset. Hold on. Just told me I'm hungry. Okay, let's do it. That will be fun. So let me pause a little. So Marge, why I'm doing this? If you have some questions and something like this.
Yeah, we have zero. Oh wait, no, never mind. No question. You're good. So you're good to keep going.
We don't have question. Okay, that's funny. No questions. Okay, where's the file? Okay, so I'm opening a file from a customer. Then I'm going to borrow objects from that file because I'm lazy. I don't want to rebuild everything from scratch.
We
Right.
need your collection of files so we can all borrow from them.
Yeah, exactly. So what I want to do at one point, what I want to do is like a file with all the object, and you can cherry pick, open and copy paste.
Well, there was a lot of this in Starting Point and in the
Starting
Launchpad
Point.
one that you had.
Yeah, no, Starting Point is what you have. You have everything. In my version of Starting Point, you have pretty much all. You have the custom function, you have all the scripts, and you have in that file you have pretty much everything. So let me borrow object from that, from that file, and I have many things in that file, very interesting. So here, I'm going to borrow a poll. Okay. So I'm going to borrow a poll and I'm going to tweak it, right? So I'm going there. I'm going to see if I have a great poll here. I don't have one here, but I know I have one great. Yeah, this one, yes, but not. Is missing something. Is missing something. That's funny. I have none with the. Okay, never mind. I can build it. Okay. So let's take this one because I have a lot of things here. Okay. So let's take this one and let's take this button. So I'm going to take those two things, the portal and the button, right? And you will see why, So I'm going there and I'm going to put that on the side here. I'm going to paste my portal, which is big, which is okay. This goes to the balloon. So let's go to the balloon, right?
And you can take it down to 4 rows easily.
Yeah, exactly. Stop reading my mind, Ken. Or do now, but not tonight. Okay, so
6 o'clock. I got the time.
6 o'clock. Yeah, you need to turn off your beam. Okay, so I have the portal done here. I have my statuses done here, right? So I'm pretty good. Now here, I want to put a separation, right? So how we put a separation? So I have the line, I select the entire slide, and I do this. Align left, resize full size, and then here, I'm selecting this, and I say stretch from one side to the other. So now I have a true separation. Since I have a separation, I don't need this. The last line here, I don't need because I have a separation. And I can put that a little bit up like this. Perfect. And that will be add balloon. Will be at one point. So now I have a portal here, and I have information here. So this is a yes, no, yes, no. And then
Yes.
I have the balloon name, the name, and the status. And that is go to balloon, I assume.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So now I have plenty of space, right? So we can put more info if we have the year of the balloon. I don't know, right? But let's start. Start, right? So can you remove a balloon from here? Or do you want that option to, because if we add a balloon from here, we can remove a balloon from here, right?
Yeah, I think having it there, I use it very, very rarely, but on occasion, yep.
Okay. Yeah, but you're going to see that we're going to change the way the file is working. So I'm putting the delete button on the right, not on the left, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good to have it on the right, on the left, you know. So now I have those objects here, and I'm going to put that here, okay? Here, okay. So now I have a status on the balloon, right? I have this status. What this status could be?
It's the combination of the three that we built: the airworthiness, the registration, and the annual. It's a combination of those.
Okay.
So it's the next layer up. So there's a status on each of the documents and then the combined status of the documents.
Okay. So here what we do. Okay. So we have many things like this, right? First thing, I cannot put the status. This is too long. So we can have missing docs, or missing info, valid.
It's going to be current, missing information, expiring. Yeah,
like we do here. Okay. So it's okay. We don't need to. So the yes, no, I don't care. What I could, this is a registration number.
Yes.
Okay. Registration number. I don't put the word number. I'm putting the hash here. Right?
That's fine.
No, I do that, right? And that would be what field would be balloon.
From balloon registration number.
Okay. Okay. So we are in the balloon table. Balloon, the registration number. Right.
Yeah.
And this is this. It's a number. Do we have a year? Do we have what type of information can we put here? If you have the opportunity to add information, what you would like to add?
Well, I would want the name in there again, and then I don't know that I need anything else. Anything else is just kind of gravy.
Okay. So we don't need dates or stuff like this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. No, just asking. So we have the name, right? So that would be the balloon name, I assume.
Yes.
Or name. Just name.
I think it's just called name here. Yeah.
Okay.
Another naming imbalance.
It's okay. That we can work on that later. So I want this style here. So I'm going to borrow the style of this field. So I'm borrowing this to put that here, right? And then we have the status, right?
Right.
So let's delete this. Let's delete this. If we don't need, let's delete this. And then let's delete this too, So we have the name, right?
Right.
And the status of the balloon.
Yeah, I think those will work.
Okay. So the status doesn't need to be that big, right? Status. Right.
That one, yep.
So I'm going to leave space here, and I'm going to put that here and here. So now I have a good construction here, right?
Yeah.
This is a name. Okay, so now I want to evenly space this stuff, So I group those free object, and free object. This is grouped already. I select the free, and I said distribute horizontally. Boom. They're spaced evenly. So here, right, I'm not going to put that here, right? I'm going to borrow an object, right? I'm going to borrow an object like this one, where it is. Going to borrow this one. Yeah, but this is okay. So I need a popover. So I'm going to build a popover here, right? The icon will be this, right? Actually, I need a popover with the meatball, not the kebab. I think I have one with the meatball here. No? Meatball, where are you, meatball? I don't see it. Okay. Okay, so I want the meatball.
It is
That's
lunchtime.
okay. Yeah, it's okay. Here. Okay, so meatball. Boom. So now it's available to me. So yeah, so something you need to know. When you copy paste a button or popover that has a glitch, that have a glyph like this,
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
call glyph. When you copy from one file and you paste the object in another file, that transfer the glyph with the button, and now it will be available to other objects in the database you pasted. So now it's there, it's available, right? So I can use it, right? So just by copy paste, and then I can take this style, I copy the style and I paste it. Now, I want this to be sized as this. So I select those two and I said, I made one bigger than the other one, and I want this one to be small as this one. So I said resize to the smaller, boom, right? So now
that's cool.
yeah. So now I have a object here. I can say, okay, so I have a popover, right? A regular popover, and I'm going to put it on the other side, because this will be at the ends of that line, right? So my popover will be like this, right? Actually, it's a little bit big. I think we can do this. Yeah, that is better. So now I have a popover here at the end of the line. In that popover, okay, I can make, I can put option, I can put, things, right? And here, I want to borrow one of those, right? Two of them, by the way. I want to borrow, sorry, this red button here, right? So I want to borrow this one and this one, right?
Okay.
So I open this, I make sure that this is big enough oh, no. Okay, copy. So I put that here. I don't need the title, so I'm taking off the title, right? So another thing that I want to explain to you. When you are in a popover, it's like being in on its own environment, right? So if you want to select multiple objects, you can do this inside the popover. The popover won't move. You know what I mean? It's not selecting any. You cannot do this on this because this move, right? But in the popover, you can click and select like this, right? You can do that inside the popover. If you go out, you move the all. But if you get inside, you're inside the popover. The selection will be inside. See, here I'm selecting this, but it's not selecting anything on there. because it stays selected inside the world of the popover, right? So now I can resize this like this, right? And can resize this like this, right? So this is not, so I don't need that differentiation, the deactivation of the button. So I can just delete this one, hide, delete, and re-show it, and remove that hidden condition. And now I said here, I said this because it's a button, right? So I want to delete that, that balloon, okay? I want to be able to delete that balloon, but I want to be extremely generous in information. You are about to delete something. You need to be generous in information, not delete this related record. Oh, cool. That's FileMaker. Oh, do you want to delete that related record? Yes. Oh, damn it. It deleted the wrong related record. Right?
Right.
Because you have no idea what it says delete, that's what it says, right? It said delete related record, right? But which one? So I want to be very, very generous. So I want to put the name of the balloon inside that button. So, and I told you how to do. You merge a field, you copy the field, and you put the field here, and you say delete, right?
Right.
And you do, and you paste, right? Delete balloon name. The icon need to change as well. It's the trash because you delete, right? It's red. And now I have my delete item, totally, completely universal scripts, right? So I'm going to delete a poll, but I want the custom dialog not to say, do you want to delete that related record? I don't know what the related record is. I want the name of the balloon, right? My universal script is doing this for you. First of all, is asking you, what do you want to delete? The parameter 1 was the parameter 1. What do you want to delete? A row, a record, or a field? Then it will ask you the parameter number 2 is whatever you want to show. Do you want to delete blah? Do you want to delete what's the name? A script parameter, and this cannot be undone. So you have many information. So you send that inside the script parameter. You put a list. The first, you need to say, I want to delete a row, and I want the balloon name. So now my delete item stuff, it's smart enough to say, okay, you want to delete a row, and in the dialog, right, you want this. So demonstration. Right?
Nice.
So of course, I'm not going to delete it, but so you got the point. So I have the delete button is not displayed in full, right, in the layout, because sometimes you want, because the action is, you do it often. But if you don't do it often, but you still can, you need to do that way. You delete the button, okay. So now I want to do something. So I already explained to people how to do that double line like this inside the button name without having a BS of group object and stuff. No, this is the button name. I have the 2 line in the button name. I have all in the button name. But how I can do 2 different style and colors, right, in the button. So you click on the T here, the T, and you click on top of the button. Boom. Now you can edit the text inside the button. Thing that you cannot do on the button bar. See, each object has its advantage and inconvenience. Yes, on the button bar we can put our calculated names, but you cannot do the multi-style like this. Or you need to calculate it, and trust me, it's a BS. It's a pain in the when you know. Here it's easy. You select the text, you go inspector, and you say, okay, you want gray, and you select the text, you go inspector, you want blue, and then you say bigger, and then you want smaller. That's it. It's like text, right?
Right.
But
Nice.
but of course, if you go there and you make a modification here, blah, it explode.
It breaks it.
You break it, right? So now I want to modify the text here, right? And I want to say make, okay, balloon name default. And here I'm saying click here to set this balloon as default. I know I repeat myself, just because it's okay. Right? Okay.
Right.
So the tag you have for the balloon is yes, no, right? So you have a tag, so you have in the balloon, right? You have how you name that? A tag something?
I think it's called primary balloon. Yes, that's it.
Oh, it's 10. Okay.
Yes.
So let's rename this tag default. Boom. Or primary.
Yeah. Either works.
It's your terminology. I understand.
Yeah.
So I use your. When you want to use when you build something, you will use primary from the beginning of from the morning to the night. Everybody talks about primary, and so why you want me to disrupt this, right? So
I'd have fixed it later.
Huh?
I would have fixed it after you gave me the file back.
So you made what? Oh, you said
no, primary is fine. No, yeah, primary is fine. It should, leave it as primary. I would have changed default.
Exactly. Exactly. You will have done in my back, right?
Yeah.
You will cheat on me. Okay, I know. So, but that's why, and that's why. So why disrupt? So I'm explaining to people, right? I'm explaining to the audience.
Yeah.
Don't disrupt the natural way of people. So that's the tag primary. Okay. So the defaults, you put a 1 as default, and that cannot work, because if you have, that's why you have 2 yeses. Because if you add a balloon, if you add 2 free balloons, the free will be primary.
Right.
So we cannot do that.
You.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that we are not going to do it. Right? So how we do that? Remember, we have 1 and 0. That's why I love to go back to FileMaker's basic language, which is 0 and 1. Because now what we can do, we can build, we can add we can add a field that link permanent. Link permanence. So let's take this out. It's a number, right? And it's a global, right? What this is for? I'm going there. I'm going to the balloon. I'm going to say balloon B, right? The T0 to B. Mm-hmm. So, and I say balloon. I want, balloon cell. Okay. Primary.
Okay.
Okay. balloon self primary. It goes to balloon, from balloon to balloon. Whatever the permanent link here, and I'm going to link this to the tag. Right?
Okay.
So I have in that. Do you have a, yeah, I bet you have a starter script?
Yes.
Okay. How it is named, startup or something like this?
Something like that, or open, I think.
Open this one. This is what
Nope.
happened. No.
Well, no.
Oh, it's okay. When you don't know this, right? Go straight there, file option, right?
And see what we call it.
And this one is 001, and you can edit from here, Bob. So I want thing to happen here, right? So I want to set a field in the balloon table, and I want to set this permanent link with 1. So each time you start this, because this is a global. So
Right.
the global, we can set a global from across the solution without relationship. We can set a global from one table to another table without relationship. So I don't even care about if on the status of that startup, if at that point in the script I'm not in the balloon table, I don't care. But I need that to have 1. I need that to have 1. So global, I need that to get 1 each time I start. Right?
Right.
So now, okay, let's say I want to go to that balloon record. Right? So I have 2 balloons, right?
Right.
One, do I have the tag here? So I can add the tag primary. It should be there. That's a bad UI they have here. Tag, but do you see tag balloon here? Tag primary, okay. Okay, so I'm putting that on the first row, the first column. Well,
Yeah.
so why I have this freaking relationship, right? So yeah, we need to, by the way, we need, do we have the pilots here? Info? Yeah, we have the IDF pilot. So I need to put the IDF pilot on the relationship, not only this. I need this, yes, but I need the pilot with the pilot. So it need to check. So let me show.
Oh, right. I understand. Yes.
So it's going to check with that ID of the pilot. Let's, yeah.
Well, is it the pilot or is it the balloon?
No. We will have 3, 4, 5 balloons, so they will have different IDs. For that pilot, that pilot has already a balloon default primary. If I have
Got
one,
it. Okay.
Okay, so the calculation here will say if that pilot has already a record with a tag primary, on this, that means don't put primary. Otherwise, yes. So the tag here do this, right? The tag do this. So here we have the calculate. Okay, say okay. If balloon, what's the name? Balloon self primary. If I have something, right?
Right.
If I have something, nothing, nada. Otherwise, this.
Okay.
Right? And I need to be on T02, of course. So, boom, boom. So now, like by magic, if Where's the IDF pilot? Okay. If I create a new balloon, okay, and I put that pilot ID, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will put 0 here. Oh, I should have said 0, by the way. Not, you know. I should have said 0. Not, you know.
All right.
Actually, I don't need the if. I don't need the if. Because I just have to say this because we are in the Boolean. If not something, it will say yes. It will say 1. So yes, okay, that is the okay. And I understand your brain is exploding here. This will return 0 and 1. If I said not this, it said 1 or 0, depending if this is true or not. I want to return 1 when this is empty, when it's find nothing.
If it's not there, put a 1.
If it's not, put 1. Otherwise, put 0. And that's,
Got it.
I don't need an if for that. So that is even more efficient. You know, I don't need an if 0 and 1. The Boolean answer will answer that to me, right? So this here says, boom. It says it should have said 0, by the way, but it's okay. But if I remove this here, right, and I said this here, why it doesn't work? Did I? Oh, yeah, I didn't. No. I didn't put the 1 in my. I built the scripts, but I don't have anything in this. I didn't run the scripts.
Oh yeah.
That put the 1. That put the 1 here. I need 1 here, so now it will work. So let's say I have no primary balloon for that pilot. Okay? That is the pilot, right? I have no primary balloon for that guy. And I create a new balloon for that guy, right? It should have said yes here. I don't understand. It should have said 1. Maybe I did something wrong here. That's okay. It should have said yes. Not T02 balloon, set primary IDB. Okay. Do we have here permanent type primary? Yeah. And IDF pilot, yeah.
But but that is that layout pulling from TO2?
Oh, yeah, I'm not in the TO2 here. Yeah. So that's the problem when you have things like this. So we need a context layout, right? So let's create a new layout, right? And we need to put the context on the T02. So table. So I call that T02. So I call the name of the layout as the as the context, right?
Yeah.
So I know that it's the context that belongs to this. So I just want this, and I just want the tag primary and the IDF, yeah, and whatever, the balloon name, or what's the name of the name? Okay, so I just want those 3. Okay, so it should have said 1, 2, but it's okay. I don't know. Sometime. What's wrong? Sometimes it's on the. That should have. It's a number, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I know.
Did you put the link in the?
No. I am. Yeah. Okay. So that part of the problems of the auto entry calculation, it needs to be done by a trigger because it's a related record. It's a related table. So it won't be triggering this. It will be triggering when I will make that what's the name? With the creation of the balloon, when I'm going to create the entire workflow of the creation of the balloon, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of this.
Okay.
You know? Okay. So for now, it will work. It will work for sure, but it's not triggering the auto entry calculation, right? For many reasons. Or, we can do this. Another good demonstration. I'm going to use a trigger. Remember, I told you that we can use triggers. For now, I'm going to modify this. Each time I'm modifying this, it will trigger this.
I see.
The trigger is this field. I'm
Right.
copy and pasting on that field. So, right? For now, I'm going to modify it in the future. But for now, is what I'm doing. So I want the demonstration to work. So I'm doing this. Boom.
Yep.
Balloon 1. Right? If I create a new record with this, 0. It's already, he has 1. So if that guy has no balloon defaults, right? No balloon. Or if I have a new guy, let's say I have a brand new guy, with that, no. I have a new guy, that guy, I have balloon 1, right? And that is the default because it's the first.
Perfect.
Then I'm creating another one, right? He said no, balloon 2. He said no because there's one already. Correct?
Right.
Okay.
That works. I like it.
Yeah. So this is made only, but I have no triggers. I mean, I have an auto entry calculation trigger, but I don't have a trigger script, which is terrible, right? So you learn. So with that example, you've learned that you can trigger an auto entry calculation with another field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Now we have those things. So what I want that to do, what I want that to do, I want to make that the default, right?
Right.
And I want to make that the default, but I want to undo the defaults I find. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So, and I don't know where the other one, I don't know the other one. So there's multiple technique on this, The first, my favorites, right, is to go and build a P source, right? So, but we are a little bit out of time. So, but we do that next. We are going. I'm going to talk to Marge if we can do that or not. So,
okay.
I'm going to make that with a P source. That means the P source will will go find out which one was default, uncheck, right, and then, right, what's the name, and put the new one. But I have a great technique for that, based on the trigger. That means P source will go to the balloon table and do all the job just with one freaking relationship, right? Just with one relationship, and that will be that will show you the power, first of the power of the relationship, and then secondly the power of the auto entry trigger. But before we go, I want to just do a demonstration here, right? So I want to know, which one is the default, right? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to do this. Okay. So remember here, I put the word default here.
Primary.
Oh, I'm going to put the word primary here. I'm going to do this and this, right? and make it 5. So I want something like this. And I'm going to rotate it like this. I'm making this 13. I'm making this, 10 is okay. And I'm putting that here, but 10 is too big, 8. So I'm going to do this. So how to position this correctly and resize it. You select this, you select the object here. I want to do this. Left, top, and whatever the smallest one. Boom. This is positioned correctly. So now the tag here is this. I want to hide this, if not in the balloon tag primary. If it's not tagged, if it's not primary, don't show it.
Right.
Okay. So you show something else. Other. And we make it blue. And this is
Without the knot.
we got rid of the knot. Yeah, because we want the opposite. So now I have something like this. So I remove myself, I remove in my T02. What the name of the layout here? I'm not in the right.
Yeah.
T02 balloon. Okay, so I removed it, right? So, so this doesn't make sense to me. They're all the pilots. So this link here, it doesn't belong to the pilot, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure how we got that two different IDs there, because they should have been the same.
Oh, okay. Maybe I did but they should be the same, but they show up even if the ID is not the same. So that means something wrong here in the relationship. But we are going to take care of this, right? Okay. Okay. So we are going to take care of this. But now, so primary others. Okay. So I can remove the prior here. So we can use that for other information if you want, but it's good,
No,
So
I like that. I like that.
Okay, so
we have the add balloon button, we don't need the blank record in the portal.
Exactly, because I hate that. Because it could be it's useful for some occasions, but it's not useful in here, And I would explain why the next time. So yeah, so in the balloon relationship, let's remove the creation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what does balloon relationship do? Because it doesn't work with it doesn't belong with the ID, the pilot ID. Oh yeah, ID of pilot, ID pilot. That was weird because it was showing the record.
Unless because a balloon can belong to more than one pilot.
Yeah, in that case, we need a cross-reference table. Because here it's not the same ID at all. Right? It should be the same here, right? I don't know.
There's 2 in there.
Oh, you have 2.
There were 2 IDs in the name there, because that add balloon was for 2 different people.
Okay. Yeah. But great. It's great. It's great. We're going to fix this. The 2 balloons the one balloon for two people, for two pilots. You know, we're going to fix this, but not that way. We're going to create a cross-reference table and do the right thing, because otherwise it could be. Okay, so Marge,
Yes.
do we have questions?
Yes. Can you explain the button style?
Yeah, the button style. You mean in what sense? Because that's a wide topic. Can you be more specific? Whoever asked this.
David Angel.
David, which button you mean? This one here? Or
I think that's when it popped up, is when we were talking about those two up there.
Those two?
I think
Okay.
that's when yeah. He's
Yeah.
typing now. He says yes, that one.
Okay. So
Let's
that's
see what Maury says about it.
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So you know the button the button bars, you have active, inactive, right? So you have two states, active, inactive, right? So on each one, on each state, you can have a different field color, a different line, a different color radius, you know, padding, you know, or textile colors. Okay. So for each status. And here it's easy because I use a gray background and I use an inner shadow, right? So, you know, 2011. So this is, right? So I have an inner shadow and that gives this effect. Okay. So the active has the shadow, right? So you have a hover state that make it gray, darker, to have a hover when you press, and that become black with the inner shadow, right? So there you have a round corner radius on the active here. Here you don't, inactive, but when you say active, boom, I have the corner radius like this, corner radius, right? So I'm putting a corner radius. Inside, I'm putting an inner shadow. I'm making the icon black, right? And the text black. Here, right, on the inactive states, this is gray, and the icon has the same gray, right? On the inactive. Active, inactive, active, inactive, right? But the main effect is made out of the background that is gray and the inner shadow. So Marge, I must ask you if we can next week continue on this topic and move the other one for when I come back in
3 days.
Yeah, add more 3 days on Ken's files next week, and then I have my break, 2 weeks break, right?
Yes. Okay.
And then we come back on we you know we can come back on Ken's file as well and move this filter after we done with Ken's files.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
You know, yeah. Sorry for that, but because you know the filter, the advanced filter is something I need to work hard on to get, because I'm pretty sure people will ask for a file. Right, so I need to be ready for that. So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to get the file done, but you know, I need more time. So it's and I don't want to lose the, you know, the momentum on Ken's file, because you know we're good with it. You know, we feel comfortable.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Ken. I'll adjust.
Thank you. And
thanks everybody. Thanks for letting me move it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!